Hey guys, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel. I've decided to try to do keto for 30 days. I feel like keto is kind of a double-edged sword. You'll see very mixed results. You'll have people who lost 100 pounds, and then you'll have people who say that they had the worst keto flu of their lives and it was horrible and they felt sick. They absolutely don't recommend it. One of the things with keto that I'm gonna have to be a lot more careful about than previous things that I've tried to do is that your macros are very important. I have done calorie counting before, but I've never really paid attention to the actual macro amount. You need a much larger amount of fat, you need moderate protein, and you need low carbs. I'm trying to stay under 21 carbs a day. I do want to just note that I'm not a doctor, I am not a registered dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I cannot diagnose you with anything, so please, as you watch this or watch any other nutritional videos, always consult your doctor so that you can make the best and healthiest decision for your body. Unfortunately, something that I have to realize is that no true change is going to happen if I don't actually make a dietary change, and that's what makes me really sad because I love bread, I love pasta, I love rice. I have a very Asian food, like heavy diet, a lot of Korean, a lot of Japanese and Chinese food specifically. And so cutting out noodles and rice for me is going to be very hard. Trying to find substitutes is going to be tough, but it's not going to be impossible, especially since alternative eating lifestyles have become more popular. Also trying to kick the sugar habit, I think it's going to be tough. I don't have a sugar addiction. Constantly reading labels of everything that has sugar in it, it's actually really disturbing that in the United States we put sugar in so many things. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the cure-all, but I think it's a good place to start to maybe hopefully start shedding water weight. I'm also still in the last month of my V-Shred Toned in 90 days, so you guys can check that video out here. I'll put it in the description below as well. But these are going together like a little bit simultaneously just so that there's full disclosure there. So I am trying to do healthy keto, not dirty keto. I'm not necessarily going to have completely organic produce because that is very expensive, but I'm still going to do the best that I can. If I can get grass-fed meat or something like that, I'm going to try to do things along those lines to avoid pesticides, no antibiotics. You just got to do what's best for within my budget. Something that I see all the time with people who are starting the keto diet is they talk about keto coffee. So I've never had this and I didn't really understand what it was, and it turns out it's just coffee with a lot of fat in it, and it's grass-fed butter or ghee and some sort of oil. I found the recipe for bulletproof coffee. Before I started this, I liked my coffee black, or I'd also like it with some cream and sugar, or I'd often go for a dairy-free sort of creamer. I don't know how this is gonna be because I typically like my coffee sweet. There's no sugar in this, and while I'm on this diet, I can't have any sugar. So it's gonna be interesting to give this a go. So let's go ahead and make some keto coffee. Forgive my ancient coffee maker. It's from my first year of college. This thing has gotten me through so much and it still works, so I don't really see a reason to upgrade. Also, I don't like the taste of Keurig coffee, so that's another reason why I don't have one of those. So this needs about a cup of water, and pour that in. And now we wait for the coffee to brew. Okay, the coffee is done, so we're gonna go ahead and make the rest of our keto coffee now. I feel like this is so sad. There's almost no coffee in this pot. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and add my 1 cup of hot coffee into my blender. Here I've got Fourth and Heart grass-fed ghee. If you guys are interested in this, I'll put a link for it in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon. This is the part where I'm a little concerned because this is just clarified butter. So in here, I've never put butter in my coffee, so this is a very interesting concept to me. And then I'm also gonna do 2 teaspoons of MCT oil, and this is the one that I got off Amazon. I'll go ahead and put a link for this in the description as well. I can already see like a layer of oil on top of the coffee. All right, and then we blend till smooth. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. It only took about 30 seconds or so, maybe like 15. And then we just go ahead and pour the coffee. Pretty foamy, which is what they said, to blend until it was foamy on top. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, here we go. First, let's see how, if this lives up to the hype, or I've never had coffee with butter, I guess like specifically ghee, clarified butter, or oil in it. If you want to be really specific, there's probably plenty of oils in my dairy-free creamers that I was drinking, but I've never deliberately put butter or an oil into my coffee. But the MCT oil is supposed to help with mental clarity and your metabolism and just making sure you feel satiated and things like that. Okay, let's see. It's actually not bad. It just kind of tastes like there's like a little bit of cream in there. It's not sweet, obviously, so I didn't put any sort of sugar in it, but I wanted to just go ahead and follow the recipe. And the one that I used specifically was from Bulletproof Coffee, and I can go ahead and put a link for that in the description as well. But yeah, I actually like it. We'll see if this helps keeps me satiated, because that's what this is also supposed to partially do. So actually, yeah, not that terrible. I can keep doing this. It's just kind of weird, and it makes more dishes. That's another part that kind of stinks, is the additional dishes, but it'll be fine. My first meal on my new keto diet, I made some chicken wings with butter and garlic, crushed red pepper and thyme. And then I just made a very simple salad with mixed greens and some homemade hummus that I had left over, and a simple dressing with some olive oil, lemon juice, salt and pepper. Got it to about 11 grams of carbs, but I am intermittent fasting, so I do get a little bit more per meal. Hopefully this starts to go well and I'm not screaming for food. But you know, this is day one, so keto flu may potentially hit me in a few days, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Okay, I started digging into this before I realized I hadn't recorded anything, so I apologize, but I'm so hungry. But here's part one of my lunch today. It was a spinach salad with a homemade Italian dressing, some tomatoes, cucumbers, and pumpkin seeds, and it only came in at 5 carbs. So that's pretty cool. It's not too bad, but I am starving.
It is day 5, and I've been feeling a little weird, so I'm gonna try to have some more keto coffee, and hopefully that will help my my body feel a little bit more normal. I think it's just as I'm adjusting to having less carbs and more fat. I don't feel like that keto flu thing, but it's definitely not very pleasant. Yeah. Okay. Here I made 4 eggs with chopped up kimchi, spinach, and some fresh green onion on top, and a little bit of sesame oil and chili oil. Definitely trying to be better at having more protein, so a big thing of eggs seems like a good option today, and I'm really excited for this. It actually looks delicious. Guys, I went out to dinner the other night, and we went to this place. If anyone is watching who's from New York City, or Queens specifically, I went to Chicken Lovers, and it is one of my favorite chicken places in this city. They grill their chicken, and it's amazing. But I couldn't have their mac and cheese or their rice or their seasoned potatoes, which are some of my favorite sides from them, and it killed me. I had to order broccoli and salad. And as I was eating the salad, I think there was sugar in their dressing, so I stopped and I just had the broccoli, which just tasted like it was covered in butter, and it was so difficult. I was so incredibly sad. They do all-day lunch combos, which is beautiful. Get half a chicken for $13, $12.75 with 2 sides, and their green sauce is like this cilantro jalapeno cream. God, I hope it was keto. They make everything in-house, so it didn't taste like there was sugar. I couldn't really notice anything. I ate it, and hopefully it didn't do anything bad. And you can also get hot sauce, and oh my God, it was so good. They also gave me pita, which I didn't eat the pita, which is usually what you dip into the green sauce, but I did put the green sauce on my chicken, but I was very, very upset because I couldn't have the mac and cheese, which I really like their mac and cheese, and I really like their rice, and I really like their potatoes, and usually my boyfriend and I will just like get a bunch of different sides and share them, and I just had to eat broccoli and chicken, and it just made me really sad. But fortunately, the chicken is so delicious that I almost didn't miss it, which is interesting because almost through a month of doing this challenge, and even I did want the carbs, and I am trying to start to find ways to reintroduce carb-like foods, because I feel as it's becoming very difficult, because like I would love to have sandwiches. I really want pasta, and so I'm gonna start trying to find ways to incorporate pasta. I just did an order on not sponsored. I ordered from them recently, and I got a bunch of shirataki noodles. So hopefully I can start making like noodle soups again, and then I'll just use shirataki noodles or like stir-fried shirataki noodles instead, so that I can have some of those, because those are some of my absolute favorite things to eat. That would be really nice. So yeah, going out to eat has been relatively difficult. I went to brunch with a girlfriend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and I ate almost all of my carbs in one sitting, but I didn't want to have that destroy my experience, because I still want to go out and I want to be social. So I just ordered the thing that had the most amount of things that I could eat in it, even though I accidentally ate beans, which was a mistake, but they were good. There's just something about Dominican style breakfasts that are just delicious, with the halloumi and the salami, and it's just like, Oh, it's so good. So eating out's been very hard. I've pretty much just been cooking at home. My boyfriend will bring me salads for dinner because he gets free food at work, which is a really nice perk that he's got. And typically I'd have to like pick a bunch of stuff. I pick off all the fruit. I pick off any quinoa. If he can get them to not put that on there, that makes it easier because I'll actually have like 2 bowls and I'll be physically relocating the lettuce and the things into a separate container to like more easily avoid that because it'll just stick to everything. I am still losing weight. It's not as quick as I would like. I do my weekly Monday morning weigh-ins, and this week wasn't as great as I'd like, as I am still exercising at the same time. I only lost about half a pound between last week and this week, which I actually weighed myself twice because I got on it the first time and I had no weight difference, and then I weighed myself again because, like, you know, that just doesn't feel accurate. Like, I do feel lighter, so I did it one more time and it did go down 0.6 pounds. One of those really fancy scales that will tell you everything, which is really nice. Your water weight, your BMI, it shows you your BMR. It's been very, very helpful throughout this entire journey, which my BMR is actually dropping, which is concerning. Got my keto coffee, still doing that. All right, let's do a taste test and see how this turned out. Kind of threw this together without really having a recipe just because it is the middle of my work day, and so I just kind of needed some lunch. All right, got a nice crispy salmon skin. Ooh. So look at that beautiful pink. That's very pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty content with how this came out. I kept the carb count, but it's pretty low. I don't think salmon has any, but I'll have to double check. But this should be, I think, under 8 carbs. So I think for lunch, it's not bad, especially since I'm not eating breakfast. The skin is nice and crispy. Very simple flavors. So I usually like to season a lot of my food. As you guys may have seen in my decluttering video, I have a huge spice rack. But weekday, simple lunch. I didn't have anything meal prepped. So just some salmon and butter veggies. Pretty good thing. Just hopefully get me to the next meal.
Hey guys, today is not a good day. I just got like really sick. I don't know what it was. I had my lunch. So I had my leftover firecracker tofu with a fried cauliflower, like egg fried rice, and then some broccoli. And then I had keto coffee, and I don't know, but it's not been a good day. Something I noticed was that I've apparently not been eating enough calories. I've been so carb conscious that I've not actually been paying attention to how many calories I've been putting in my body. And there are days where I've been eating under 1,000 calories or around 1,100 calories. And I guess you're not supposed to eat under 1,200. I've been so carb focused that I'm not eating enough. And something I've actually been noticing on the scale has been that my muscle mass has been going down. So I'm afraid my body is eating my muscle to compensate for the food that I've not been eating. That's an adjustment that I'm gonna have to make because that's honestly very concerning. Did not expect that to be a problem. That's just a fun little update because this is week 3. I've been following a lot of general recipes, just trying to get those to fit within my carb counts every day, make sure that I'm getting enough fat and protein. But I feel as if doing this on my own is kind of hard. I might have needed more of a structured program. I'm starting to feel like I'm looking bigger, so I'm wondering if I'm retaining water weight again. Not so great today. Hopefully I can make some adjustments in the next week because it's just not really working out for me right now. Breakfast of champions right here. Really been lacking the protein, so gonna try to get a lot in one go.
Okay. It's about week 3.5, and yesterday was pretty bad. I just felt weird. I don't know if I was nauseous, but something felt off, and my head now when I push in certain parts like actually hurts. So I think I definitely have a problem. I've been tracking all of my food, and something that I've consistently noticed is that I don't think I'm getting enough protein. I'd have to double check the app, but I'm supposed to be definitely getting over 100 grams a day. I think it's around like 120 or so, and most days I don't get anywhere close to that. Same with my fat, which is supposed to be even higher. I did not consult a nutritionist before I started this, or a doctor or anything like that. I just started it on my own, following different keto recipes and just trying to do the best that I could. I've been eating fat bombs to try to have additional, which is like little sweets with fake sugar in them that I make myself to try to get additional fat and protein into my diet. And I don't think this is gonna work out for me. I don't think this is sustainable. I think this is gonna be the end. I'm only gonna do this for the 30 days because I'm actually concerned that I have deficiencies. Of course, I wouldn't really know without a blood test, but just the way that my body feels, I have noticed that just something's off. So I'm probably gonna start eating carbs again on Monday. If I have any issues prior to then, I'm just gonna start right away because it's not worth risking my health. And I definitely think that this was a really interesting learning experience, but this is not a lifestyle that I can maintain. I'm just gonna have to go back to finding more balance in my diet. I definitely feel I have found a good amount of items now that are good substitutes for higher amounts of carbs that I like. Like, I really did enjoy the mashed cauliflower that I made. I really like these fat bombs, occasionally having cauliflower rice maybe instead of regular rice. But overall, I think this is gonna be a problem, as in just overall, because I'm not getting enough nutrients and I'm continuing to try to get more, even on days where I feel I watch it and I do get closer to those goals. I'm consistently hungry, even when I'm having enough, about enough fat and protein. It feels like it's not working. I don't feel very good. I don't usually feel satisfied. I say for breakfast this morning, I had steak, eggs, and broccoli around maybe 12:30 or so, or it held me for maybe an hour, and then my body started to want more food. So there's definitely an issue. I bet if I made tweaks, and I know there's people out there who can do keto for the rest of their life, but it's just not gonna be me. And we'll see how these last couple days go. But as I said, if I have any other deteriorating issues, I am going to reintroduce them sooner because I don't want to be having any deficiencies. And the thing with my head hurting is actually very concerning because I shouldn't be pushing my head, like right here, it hurts. It was actually worse yesterday, I think, because I had a steak today. That might have helped, but it's bad. It does not make me feel good. I don't like this at all. That's the update right now. Say I've got, I think, until next Monday or Tuesday would be day 30, and then that's it. I think I'm done. Keto's not for me.
All right, I've got chicken, broccoli, bacon with hot sauce and two cheese sticks. Because honestly, guys, I'm done. I was so close to ordering General Tso's tonight. You have absolutely no idea. I want to quit, but my last day is Monday. It's currently Thursday. I'm almost there. I just want a giant bowl of pasta or something. Yeah, I basically determined this is not sustainable for me, but I need to get to the 30 days to say that I did the full 30 days, and then I'm done. This food looks so sad, but I'm gonna eat it anyway because I'm really hungry. Oh my God, I'm done. Okay, that was probably the worst 30, not the worst 30 days of my life, but maybe the worst 30 days of my eating life. Actually, not even. I have one that's worse, but I'm not gonna get into it. I did not realize how important protein and fat was. So that is something that I learned on this. My body's been eating my muscle, and I did lose weight, and I will show you guys in just a second. However, it's just been really bad. I became very irritable. I was very hungry. I didn't feel like my needs were truly being met. I was exercising during this as well. It feels as like my body was just trying to pull from the resources that it could to sustain itself because I wasn't giving it enough. Granted, if I had planned this maybe a little better and instead of just trying to wing it for the past 30 days, I may have had significantly better results, but I didn't. And that's just life sometimes. So realistically, unless your doctor tells you to do this diet, I don't recommend it. I was honestly just not happy. I was kind of miserable. I snapped at people a lot. I got irritated at the tiniest things, went out to eat, and my boyfriend wanted pizza and I couldn't have anything. And I just snapped at him the whole way home and felt like he was rubbing it in my face that he was getting food and that I couldn't have that. And then came home and made something myself, and it was just a mess. So I'm very, very grateful that this is over. Let's get into what happened during the past 30 days. So we're gonna go over my results. So as you guys can see here, on day 1, I started at 154.2 pounds. For my non-American friends, that's going to be 69.9 kilos. You can just see that in the table. It'll be right there. So I wanted to make sure everyone could understand what was going on. And then you can see that my final weight was 145.5 pounds. So I lost approximately 9 pounds over the past 30 days. And of course, that was diet and exercise involved. However, here's where I got concerned. My muscle mass started at 103.4 pounds and it ended at 100.5 pounds. So I lost approximately 3 pounds of muscle, which is not good. That is what's actually really scary. Then my BMR, because I lost my muscle mass, dropped from 1,446 kilocalories to 1,415 kilocalories. So that's not good either. So I need to get my muscle mass back up, or so that my BMR will come back up, because I want a higher BMR, not a lower one. My body fat did go down, however, where I had 28.6
26.7% body fat, and now I'm at 26.5. So that's positive. So fortunately, my body did eat some of my fat, which is great. Still not where I want to be though. And then my metabolic age, which is something I've actually been having problems with for quite a while, did drop from 32 to 30. I am also not in my 30s, so I'd like this to get lower as well. I've got about a few more years for it to drop. That is where I'm at. So I did make some positive changes. You know, my body fat went down, my weight went down. However, this is why I'm very finicky about scales, and I have the scale that I do because I'm able to see much more information. 3 of the 9 pounds that I lost was muscle, and that's really bad. I didn't have this on the table, but my body water percentage has gone up, and I don't know what that's about. It could be lady bits involved. I'm not really sure. But overall, this sucked. I hated this. I'm not doing it again. And that's it. I like carbs. I say I'm gonna treat myself today before I get into my next thing because I feel like I earned it, and I think people will be much more appreciative once I have something that makes me happy and I won't be as snappy. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Okay, I'm done.
See you back to me.